Welcome. This is Seth Green of MarketDominationLLC.com. We are here for the February 5th, 2020 edition of Fix My Direct Mail. Now we're going to do direct mail, and we got some stuff in the mailbag today. But before we dive in, I just wanted to take a moment and address the fact that we just had here in America, for those of you watching, we just had the Super Bowl. And we're not going to talk about football. We're going to talk about television commercials because I believe, what is it now? It's like millions and millions and millions of dollars for a 30-second spot. So you would think if companies were going to spend that much money, they and their agencies who are developing these commercials would want to make sure that they had an impact. And silly me, I think it should be that you could track results. Now, I did not see any direct response, really, TV commercials. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you saw them, please tell me. I did not see any that had a unique URL to go to buy a product or register for something or get something. I didn't see any direct call to action where it was like, hey, by Tuesday at 10 a.m., this offer expires. I did not see any direct response. I didn't see any of like the 30-second or 2-minute infomercial commercials, which would have been really, I wonder if anyone's ever tested. That would be really interesting to see. So all I saw were branding commercials designed to make you feel warm and fuzzy about their product. Now, branding, warm and fuzzy has a place. We're actually going to be teaching a whole lot of warm and fuzzy this coming Friday at our monthly marketing mastermind group. But let's talk about how they did it at the Super Bowl. Okay, so let's take a look. So these were my favorite commercials that I thought, we're going to talk about some of the ones that I thought were good, and you can comment on some of the ones. There were a lot more bad ones than good ones. I thought the Alexa commercial with Ellen DeGeneres and her wife, Portia, was very funny. In the absence of direct response for the branding, they seem to try and either go funny or they try and go heartwarming and tug at your heartstrings. There were a couple that did that. I thought Ellen and Alexa showing the uses of Alexa in everyday life. I mean, Ella and Portia showing those in regular everyday life were good. I thought it was well done. I thought it was funny. That made us think about, hey, what do we do before Siri and Alexa and Google, all of our virtual assistants now? I thought that was well done. Didn't make me want to run out and buy Alexa, especially given that I have the Alexa app and my son has a smart speaker that he uses. I just don't use them, Siri and Alexa, and I use Siri for directions and some web searches when I'm driving, but that's pretty much it. So I haven't fully adopted that yet. Next commercial I thought did a really good job was Cheetos. I thought they turned a negative into a positive. Because the negative with Cheetos is the Cheeto dust, the orange that gets all over your fingers. And I thought it was really clever of them to turn that into a strength of their product when they had the guy try and get out of everything. I can't hold the baby. I can't clean. I can't do this because I have Cheeto dust on my fingers. So I thought that was really well done. Way to spin a negative into a positive. Again, there was no go out and buy Cheetos right now at this store and use this coupon code and get this discount or get this special offer. What if they had orange stickers, like little caps that went over your fingers that looked like Cheeto dust, so you didn't actually have to eat them or actually have to have Cheeto dust on your hand to use fake Cheeto dust to get out of it? There's a product idea for you if anybody wants to make that. So I thought that was clever. The Reese's commercial about the Reese's candy bar that you haven't heard of was clever with the sayings and then illustrating the sayings like get your head out of your butt. And then there's a guy with the head out of his butt. Head in his butt. I thought those were funny, very clever, very punny, as my 13-year-old son would say. Very well done. It didn't make me necessarily run out and buy a Reese's. And again, there was no direct call to action other than, hey, maybe you should try this candy bar. Two more. I liked the Groundhog Day reprise with Bill Murray, where he was enjoying Groundhog Day because he got to drive his new Jeep. I thought that was very well done. Of course, there's some cultural references there. You had, in order to really get it, in order to really appreciate the humor of it, it helps if you've actually seen the Bill Murray movie from 20, 30 years ago. So obviously there's probably a generation of millennials watching that who didn't know what it was, who he is, maybe, or what the reference was other than Groundhog Day, but not the movie. So I thought that was clever and well done. Again, there was no call to action about see your local Jeep dealer and mention this commercial in exchange for whatever. a free Bill Murray bobblehead to put on your dash or something to track results. And then the last one, I thought there was a Jimmy Fallon commercial where he was working out with, I forget the guy, Channing Tatum, I think, whoever played Magic Mike and Magic Mike. I think that's what the guy was. If that was the right guy, I'm not sure. All those hunky, overworked out guys, blur together. My wife could probably tell you who the guy was. I do not remember who the guy was. Hey, honey. See, you could tell me she's here. Hey, John. Good morning out on the West Coast. So I thought it was clever. I didn't get how it tied into beer, except I think he had a beer at the end of it. But him working out, hopelessly trying to work out, was funny. Not quite sure why. What that has, again, I didn't quite get the beer connection. I thought it was a stretch, but at least they did something. I mean, in previous years, they've had like the Clydesdale horses pulling a sleigh with beer and never quite understood what that was all about. So if you've got Super Bowl commercial comments, I'd love to hear them. My honey wants to know, what am I telling you? I don't know if you remember the Super Bowl commercial. Did you see it with Jimmy? Because my wife is putting children to bed. If you saw the Super Bowl commercial with Jimmy Fallon, where he was working out with, I'm not sure if it was Channing Tatum. It was Magic Mike and Magic Mike, whoever that guy was. Do you remember who the actor was who played Magic Mike? Somebody could Google it for me. I'm assuming that's what him. I think it was him. He was also in the movie Blockers, about the parents who were stopping the kids from having sex at the prom. I think he was a dad in that movie. Someone can look it up. I don't think it's, but that's what I wanted to know. All right, so let's go. If you have Super Bowl commercial comments, happy to hear them. Let's dive into our direct mail. So we got this in the mail. It was Channing Tatum. My wife didn't see it, but she knows. She knows who he is. See, the hunky, overworked out guys who spend all their time in the gym, right? They got nothing to do but eat and work out and be in the gym and do movies. Must be nice. Okay. All right. So I got this in the mail. Now, this is a sneak up piece of direct mail. It's obviously not from your grandmother, so it's not necessarily going to land in the personal pile, but it looks like a tax form. It looks like a W-9 form that you would get, or W-2, from your employer, right? This is my actual W-2. They literally designed it to look like a W-2. So, very clever. Except, of course, you open it, because I was like, did I get a W-2? Another one? Except redeem this credit voucher and get $50 discount on this historic commemorative. It's a silver bullion bar with Derek Jeter on it. Celebrating his Derek Jeter Hall of Fame career. It's $100. 1 full ounce of silver. So I think silver's like, what is silver an ounce right now? Not $100. I think it's like somewhere under 30 would be my guess. Hey, Paul. So what you're paying for, you're paying like a double, triple premium for the collectible value of a picture of Derek Jeter on the silver bar. So here's the issue with this. Number one, I'm not a Yankees fan. Number two, I'm not a baseball fan. Number three, I'm not really a Derek Jeter fan because I don't watch baseball and I don't watch the Yankees. So they sent this to me. Not sure why they sent this to me. Because I don't care. I'm not in the right target market. Now, 50% off regular price. So, dear Lord, they normally want $200 for the Derek Jeter commemorative. And the only way, you're not going to take this down, if Armageddon and the zombie apocalypse happen, and you have to go down to the local coin dealer to sell your silver to get cash to buy groceries, they're not going to give you a premium on the Derek Jeter silver bar. You're going to get what it costs per ounce. You're going to lose money because no one's going to care. No one's going to want to pay a 6-time markup to get Derek Jeter. It's our good friends at the Danbury Mint. So that's why I got it, because I'm on their list, because I buy jewelry from them for my wife. But I've never bought anything related to baseball. So they should survey their customers and find out. Now, the other issue with this piece of direct mail, it's brilliant in terms of getting you to open it because it looks like a W-2. My question would be, it's completely incongruent, because the whole rest of it, there's no mention of, you probably thought this was a W-2, or tax time is coming. Take your tax, even one line about take your tax refund and invest it in this commemorative bar of silver. That would have been something. but they didn't connect it at all, which means they blew the whole concept other than getting you to open it. So, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this. There's a very famous newspaper ad like 40 years ago, and it had a picture of a very attractive woman in a bikini on a beach. It was a full page ad. And the headline in giant letters to the right of her face was sex. And then underneath it, the rest of the ad was really small point text. And the first sentence said, "Now that I've got your attention, let's talk about life insurance." So you pissed off a lot. So they upset a lot of people. It was very controversial back then, because first of all, they were able to run a full page picture of a woman in a bikini in a major newspaper. And then second, it wasn't about her at all. If they had continued the conversation and said, you have sex, you have kids, you need life insurance, or look at this woman might give you a heart attack, you need life insurance, something like that, it would have been more congruent. So make sure your marketing in whatever media you're using is congruent. So Danbury Mint did something really smart, making it look like a W-2 and having it delivered in February, literally the time you get your W-2s. Perfect, except it had nothing to do with the fact that it was about Derek Jeter and a silver commemorative coin thingy. So booted Danbury Mint, you get an A+ on getting it opened. You get an F on everything else because you totally blew it and was incongruent. All right. Next, we have another window envelope, which is a dead giveaway, that it is commercial mail that you did not request, because if you requested it, you wouldn't use an envelope. And it's our good friends at Funding Circle who want us to borrow money again. All right, boo. We're not even going to talk about Funding Circle because literally I get something from them like every other week, and we talk about them on the show all the time. So we're going to skip them today. And all right. Again, another sneak up, another obviously commercial mail, but it says, please note new hours on here. I don't know why I would care that they have new hours, especially since I'm not going to call because I'm guessing I know what's in here. Oh, look, it's from our good friends at Agora Financial, and they are selling me the #1 stock of 2020. History is about to repeat itself for investors. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get rich almost overnight, but you must reply before Friday, February 21st. They've got copy doodles. They've got bold. They've got graphic enhancements. They've got pictures, and they have a long sales letter. So this is almost like a magalog, except it's smaller. They don't even have page numbers. The melt up is coming. They've got all right, so this is a very Agora, some of the smartest marketers in the world, what the financial press isn't telling you. So this is a 52, 53, 54, 55, 56 page sales letter. You can't tell me people don't read. And they don't even mention how you can buy until literally the very end. Literally, you have to get to the end to find out what the sales pitch is and how much it is. So very, very well done by our wonderful friends at Agora. All right, we are going to hit pause and switch over to fixing our online ads.